Hey everybody! In today's episode, we're going to explore a $10 stock that has slipped under everyone's radar and gotten the first FDA-approved over-the-counter CBD.
And the big question is this. The green rush was a $10 billion industry last year. Experts say it's going to be worth over $20 billion by the end of next year. How do normal people like us, who didn't cheat by being born into the 1%, how do we use the money from our own pockets and participate in this massive wealth creation event while building financial freedom for ourselves and generational wealth for our families? That is the question. My name is Charles. Join me as we explore these answers.
Hey everybody, it's Charles with the Jarvis Project and back again with a new episode of Green Rush Investing. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at one company that's using hemp-based CBD products to attack the billion-dollar topical pain relief market. Now, before we get started, let me get to my screen share and check in on everybody. So the market we're going to talk about is the topical pain relief market. And this market is predicted by Allied Research to exceed over $13 billion by 2025. So I'm really excited. And let's talk about the company that's poised to use CBD hemp for the space. So Abacus Health Products, listed on the CSE as ABCS, OTC as ABAHF. They're out of Rhode Island, and they began trading in Canada earlier this year after raising $15 million and completing a reverse merger. With an initial issuance price of around $3.75, close to $5 Canadian, the stock seemed a bit expensive on the trading given how capital was raised, and it was under pressure initially with limited trading volume. Then what happened was CVS announced that it was carrying topical CBD in mid-March. And since then, the stock has literally doubled. It has come back a bit from its all-time high of around $18 Canadian a share, and that mainly occurred because it announced another $30 million fundraise at Canadian $14 a share. Now, we're going to get more into that later, but first, I admit that I actually became aware of Abacus in late February, but given all the new launches of CBD brands and hemp-based CBD products with the Farm Bill, I decided to hold off investigating because I thought there'd be plenty of time to look at it, to take a look at it. And then it popped. So at that point, I felt it was a little bit overpriced. But then there was another press release that Abacus put out that made me want to really take a closer look at it and pay better attention. I'm going to read it right now, but to summarize, they announced another round of purchase orders from CVS and 4 additional retail chains for their CBD Medic products. And getting into it, what really got me interested was the fact that they are being packaged. They're packaged a little different than most of these CBD hemp-based products out there. And I dove a little closer. I found something exciting that I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And this is something that we definitely need to pay attention to. What Abacus has, they have a very unique advantage over other suppliers. And this advantage is going to give them the ability to take market share in the over-the-counter topical space. Because what is going on is unlike any other CBD supplier, Abacus is able to make health claims. Now, for people who aren't familiar with this space, this is a big deal. The FDA and the FTC regulate the market really closely. We've discussed this in previous episodes in terms of labeling and everything. And what Abacus has is they are the first cannabis company in the United States who's able to make medical claims on its packaging. What's happened is it has approved pharmaceutical ingredients and it has been able to achieve FDA registration. Now, Abacus is a little different from many of the other CBD based startups. It was actually launched by a a dermatological pharmaceutical company called Adiant Scientific. And this is a company that has years of experience manufacturing and registering over-the-counter products with the FDA. Now, diving a little bit into Adiant's, basically, Adiant's is a dermatology company, and their core technology was based off a broad-spectrum antimicrobial. But what happened was around 5 years ago, the company started looking into CBD and its application for pain relief. And what they found was that CBD could be effectively absorbed into the skin and inhibit pain receptors. So with this in mind, the company jumped at the opportunity and launched Abacus as a spinoff in 2014. Today, Abacus products are on the shelves of over 1,100 pharmacy and supermarket retail locations throughout the company. Now, a little bit more background on the parent. Adiant's was formed in 2004. So this is a company that's been around for about 15 years, and it's a CGMP manufacturer of a broad spectrum antimicrobial technology for the skincare, for dermatological products. And it launched the subsidiary as Abacus in 2014. When launching Abacus from their website, the mission was to develop a line of CBD hemp extract, cannabis sativa L, blended over-the-counter topical analgesics that were stronger, faster, and longer lasting than anything on the market. With their deep understanding of research, product development, and regulatory compliance, they were able to create this technology. And literally being the first company to secure over-the-counter registration for a family of products blended with CBD hemp extract, that was a big advantage. They began distribution to healthcare practitioners in 2016. Their CBD Clinic product has become the #1 preferred external analgesic for thousands of practitioners across the U.S. And in Q3, their CBD Medic product, which was launched in Q3 2018, was launched directly to the active fitness and mass retail markets. So it's really exciting. Now, about their technology and their business model, it's built, this is a pharmaceutical technology company. Their topical pain relief formulation is made with known analgesics, such as camphor and menthol, which is then infused with CBD. And most importantly, all of the company's products are registered with the FDA. Abacus conducts its research in Israel, and in terms of how the business model works, it essentially purchases hemp oil from a variety of suppliers throughout the country. And it has an internal quality assurance process to make sure that all purchased product passes, meets their standards. And then from there, what happens is the company produces and manufactures its products in-house. Now, luckily for them, they've got a parent company with over 15 years in business called Adiant Scientific. So that definitely gives them an advantage. Now, going back, they market and distribute their product in 2 ways. They have a doctor medical channel and a retail channel. Going back to what we said, they are FDA approved to make medical claims around the term pain. And what's interesting is this is not a simple task to achieve. Abacus likely was only able to accomplish this compared to other CBD startups because its parent company, Adiant Scientific's expertise. So if we compare it to maybe direct CBD hemp competitors, companies like Charlotte's Web or CV Sciences, the list goes on and on, I would make a guess that Abacus, this little FDA registration moat, gives Abacus a 12 to 18 month head start. In terms of the manufacturing, it currently manufactures its products in its parent company, Adiant's facility, but it is in the process, as the company grows, to develop its own manufacturing. In a recent podcast interview, this company is growing by leaps and bounds. A month or 2 ago, they had about 25 employees. Now they say they have over 75 employees and they have 25 open positions to fill. So it's really exciting. Now, in terms of the actual company, Abacus has 2 distinct brands. The first one they have is CBD Clinic, which is sold exclusively through its healthcare practitioner channel. Next up, they have their CBD Medic product line, and that's sold through retails and direct to consumers. So let's dive into a little more of their brands. Their CBD Clinic product, like I said earlier, is sold exclusively to registered healthcare practitioners, people like chiropractors, acupuncturists, massage therapists, and physical therapists all around the country. The line has 5 levels of formulations to address various levels of pain. This 5-level system gives the professional the ability to recommend the appropriate formulation to matching symptoms. So maybe level 1 is for mild pain, level 2 is for mild to moderate, going all the way up to level 5, which is for the most severe pain. At this point, CBD Clinic is still in the early stages. Abacus is saying that they've penetrated maybe 1% of the 800,000 healthcare practitioner channel partners that exist in the United States. Moving on, they have their CBD Medic line, and this is their retail or direct-to-consumer over-the-counter product line. It is segmented into 6 product categories today. They have active sport, back and neck, foot, muscle and joint, arthritis, and massage oil. And this product allows it to, or segmenting, it allows it to market each product category specifically to a different demographic of individuals suffering from various types of pain. Pain Relief was launched in Q3 2018, and they're in the process of launching a new skincare line this quarter to target acne, eczema, itches, and rashes. Products are packaged in forms such as ointments, creams, pain sticks, sprays, and massage oils. And the goal of this line is they're going to be targeting the 65,000 plus retail pharmacy chains. So not just CVS, but they're going to go expand more from retail pharmacy into grocery and mass retailers using major U.S. national brokers and fulfillment centers. Moving on, their management team. As you can see from the slide deck, their management team, you've got lots of smart people. They've got great credentials. Like many of these companies, they all do this. Not that we don't care about the management team, but more importantly, what I want to do with this is I like to kind of really look at the incentive structure of the management team. So the CEO, his name is Perry Antelman, and his wife, they own around 15% of the voting shares and have 10.5% voting control over the entire company. Aidence, the parent, owns about 13.6% of the proportionate voting shares and 1.6 million of their subordinated voting shares, which gives Adience a 9.25% voting control of the company. Outside of the CEO and the parent company, there are no other insiders that have any substantial equity ownership. And more importantly, the directors and officers of Abacus, including Aidence, the parents, have a lockup agreements in place that restrict the resale of their securities for a minimum period of 180 days. So the good news here is these people, they're definitely in for the longer run on that side. Getting into their financial numbers. They reported financials thus far through September 2018. In 2017, sales were around 2.6 million with net income of $500,000, representing a 30x increase in sales of $80,000 in 2016. Going into just the first 3 quarters of 2018, the first 3 quarters have doubled revenues over 2017. Total revenues of 5.6 million and net income in excess of $1 million. Getting into just looking at Q3 2018 specifically, they had a 223% gain in revenues, so revenues in excess of $2 million, and the majority of this revenue is coming through their direct-to-retail CBD Clinic type product. Now let's look into the actual deal and investing and how the public structure of the company is set up. So the company has about 17.3 million outstanding shares. That includes the proportionate voting shares on an as converted basis, along with another 3.2 million potential shares from their convertible notes, options, and warrants, all at various strike prices from approximately around $3 US. So all in the money, fully diluted share count comes out to about 20.5 million shares. At their current share price of Canadian $14.18, The market cap for the company is around Canadian $290 million. The actual tradable float, which is something to be mindful of, is only around 5 million shares. So it still is not a very heavily traded security. So going back to the financials, it showed they had about $18 million in cash on the balance sheet as of Q3, the end of Q3 2018. So if you just kind of do the math, you've got pro forma tangible equity basis is around 13 million. If you were to add in the all in the money dilutive securities and what they would infuse it with, on a fully diluted basis, it gives approximate tangible book value per share price of around $1 a share. And if you just continue doing the math and everything and extrapolate that out, it's currently trading with the market cap at around 12x. Now, going on with all this excitement, they announced last week another $30 million Canadian offering, another fundraise to accelerate its growth strategy. This is, perked my attention and got me diving in, and that's why I'm bringing this information to you. If you look at their growth strategy, it's built around 4 pillars. They have the first pillar, which is U.S. market penetration. A majority of their sales and marketing resources are going to be devoted to penetrating national chains with a first on the shelf CBD FDA approved pain relief brand. They are also going to be making ongoing investments in their supply chain to ensure that they can scale and be redundant in their manufacturing to meet this demand that they foresee. They will also be continued to do investments in R&D. So already in Q1, they are launching a skincare line. They will likely continue to do R&D to see if there are other benefits that CBD extract or CBD hemp-based products can solve. They also, as I said earlier, their R&D facilities are in Israel. And Israel is known for, at this point, the most cutting-edge cannabinoid research. So they've actually established a subsidiary to maintain ties to key institutions and to support efforts to identify and secure new developments that are forthcoming in the cannabis space. And ultimately, they're looking at international expansion, some type of maybe global distribution with a near-term focus on Canadian, the European Union, and Australian markets. So now, where do we stand? What are we going to do with Abacus? What action do we take? When comparing Abacus right now against its competition, and I'm not saying CBD competition while it still exists, I'm saying the broader market because, I'm saying the broader market. It's not out of the question from my perspective to imagine that the company will be able to gain market share in topicals, mainly due to its unique ability to make claims about pain. Like I said earlier, no other CBD company can make that claim. And if you look at this, that basically places it in a market with the other topical pain relief guys, companies like Icy Hot, Bengay, the list goes on. And what they are saying is that the existing pain relief products, like we noted earlier, they only work about 20 to 40 minutes. While what Abacus has done with CBD and its unique mix is that it allows for the product to last 2 to 6 hours. So we're talking a significant increase in relief and efficacy. And that isn't the only advantage. Other pharmaceutical companies at this point can't really offer topical pain relief through CBD because many were probably waiting for the passage of the Farm Bill, while Abacus decided to move forward earlier. So when you compare the competition, like I said, companies like maybe Charlotte's Web or companies like CV Sciences, they're still relatively young. Even though Abacus is a relatively new company, it got spun out in 2014. Its parent has been around since 2004, and that parent has systems and the experience to meet the rigors of FDA registration. Going back to cannabis and hemp competition, most of those companies are developing CBD products in the dietary supplements and cosmetics category. They have much lower barriers to entry than OTC registered products like what Abacus has put together. And specifically, cosmetic and dietary supplements cannot make medical claims. So, like we stated earlier, given the resources and time it might take for a company to obtain OTC FDA registration, I would say that Abacus probably has at least, say, a 12 to 18 month advantage. I really don't see other pharmaceutical companies or cannabis companies getting their own OTC registrations. So now let's take a look at the market for topical. Going back to 2018, Icy Hot, they did about 142 million in sales. Salon Pass did 109 million. Asper Cream, about 99 million in sales. BioFreeze, around 97 million in sales. If we were to maybe look at a more premium competitor, because the Abacus line is being presented as a premium CBD product, we might look at a company like Blue Emu. That's about 45 million in sales. So comparing them side by side, adding in the hot market for CBD and the pain relief, the outlook for Abacus looks pretty rosy. So now the million-dollar question is this, right? What is the current action? Well, if you have questions or if you made it to here, please comment below in this video with questions. I will review them and do my best to answer them. At this point with Abacus, given their most recent offering, I still haven't had a chance to digest the terms around their $14 Canadian offering. So I want to look at that and watch this. So at this point, I'm not ready to add it into the Jarvis portfolio. However, this is a company that, for my opinion, is interesting enough to add to a watch list. So if you're an investor looking to profit off the green rush, looking into the next big company that can 10x your return or give you massive, that could be the next big thing, I would check out Abacus, do your own research, and stay tuned and stay in touch. So if you're still on, thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.